So tonight, you're invited to experience and reflect upon two thought-provoking artworks that have emerged from the ARC Centre of Excellence for Australian Biodiversity and Heritage, or CABAH for short. Both of these artworks draw inspiration from field trips by the artists with CABAH researchers and our Indigenous partners in Northern Australia.
My name is UK Frederick, Ursula Frederick. I'm an artist exhibiting this evening at the launch of Towards Deep Time.
I'm Sonia Leber and I work with David Chesworth. Together we're a collaborative duo, and we were the lucky artists to be commissioned by CABAH to work with some scientists as they were working in the Northern Territory. Where Lakes Once Had Water is a 2-screen video work. When we make video to be seen, but also to be heard. So the audio aspect, or the soundscape, is a very important part of our project. It's not a documentary, it is an artwork, and by calling it an artwork, we can say that as artists we can be way more expressive than we might be with a documentary. And part of the challenge for us is to make a work that communicates a lot of the themes that we encountered out there in the field. The scientists, what they're working on, Indigenous people and their care and curation of their own lands. We had to communicate the vast sense of time that could be anything from 10,000 years to 100,000 years that the scientists are thinking about. And we had to be creative and find ways to do that.
We became interested in how the people we were filming were looking at the landscape and the tools they were using and the methods they were using to interpret landscape, both the Indigenous people we were with as well as the scientists. And we as artists were also applied a particular kind of lens to the landscape. And so we became interested in the similarities and differences between those different ways of viewing landscape.
My name is Raymond Dimakari Dixon, and I'm from the Northern Territory, and I'm a Mudpara man. I'm one of the elders out there on my country. It was really amazing, having the artists there and taking all these great photos, and on the country with me and with other family members in different areas. Being part of it is the biggest thing in my life, and it's a great opportunity and that knowledge to share with audience and with people coming on country. That's the main thing in getting everyone who's coming on country to have that connection. I think it's good for their future and grandchildren and children to learn about it and to get connected too.
My artwork, Unseeded, was produced in collaboration with Sue O'Connor, who is an archaeologist, and we, together with another number of archaeologists and individuals from the Mirrawong-Gadgerong Ranger Group and traditional owners in the northwest of the Kimberley of Western Australia, went to investigate the potential of archaeological sites in the Ningbing Range. The archaeology team were searching for sites that may have an archaeological signature that demonstrated that Indigenous people had lived in the area in the past. And I was joining them in order to create an artwork that reflected on that process. One of the things that consistently appeared was the presence of the boab tree, not only in the surrounding landscape, but what eventually occurred to us was that there were large single trees often appearing just outside the drip line of the rock shelter or the cave. Eventually we saw what was right in front of our eyes, and the boab tree then became a source of reflection for me in how it could reflect on the experience of the archaeological fieldwork. I also liked the idea of the way in which the boab nut could be formed in another medium like glass, and that It enabled us to consider the role that the archaeologists took in looking in and looking out from the caves, in the caves, into the ground, as well as into the past. So all of the images I've selected are based on photographs that I took of the team in the field, engaged in the process of surveying for archaeological heritage sites. These are the kinds of moments that I wanted to capture because they were indicative of my experience of watching and participating and observing the process unfolding in terms of the archaeological and heritage research.
Perangarga